Hi, I'm Michael Bonacini, chef and restaurateur. From jump to bannock, canteen to canoe. You also might recognize me as a judge on MasterChef Canada. This is Toronto, one of the busiest and most vibrant cities in Canada, and it's known the world over for its enormous diversity. There's no better way to experience the hundreds of different cultures that call Toronto home than through their unique and tantalizing cuisine. Today, we'll experience some of the best food Toronto has to offer, from breakfast to lunch to dinner to late night. This is 24 Hours of Food. Not far from Kensington Market on Dundas Street West is Patois. This is where Chef Craig Wong mixes both Asian flavors, meeting his Caribbean roots. It makes some of the most amazing and uniquely Torontonian dishes. I'm gonna go and check some out. So here we are in the kitchen of Chef Craig Wong at Patois. Chef, tell me, Patois, what's it all about? What's the kind of cuisine? Where did the inspiration come from?
So Patois is the language of Jamaica, and I really see it as all the cultures that went to make Jamaica what it is.
Absolutely.
And myself, I got the opportunity to cook in France, lived in the UK for a little bit, and that's my kind of culinary Patois.
You know, I have a bit of a personal connection with Craig because he worked for me at two locations. One as a young guy, just 18, as a prep cook at Auberge de Pommier, one of our high-end restaurants. And then again as a sous chef at one of our other restaurants downtown. So he's a special part of our family. It's great to see him again. So we're going to be making your famous jerk chicken.
Absolutely.
And this is no ordinary jerk chicken.
No.
This jerk chicken won you a particular prominent competition, right?
We got it. We got best jerk chicken voted in Toronto. We were only 1 month old at the time, and we got voted best jerk chicken. Chef, if you don't mind, if you can give me a hand, just peeling some ginger just to finish a couple things up.
Yes, chef. Whatever you say, chef. All right, I'll peel the ginger.
And so we have some special ingredients in here. This is the pimento that comes directly from Jamaica, and it actually comes from my cousin's neighbor's tree. And
Nice.
it's something that I wouldn't be able to get unless she was an importer. And so she gets us the hookups.
It comes from the Spice Man.
You got it.
Okay, sounds great. In she goes.
Perfect.
What's next?
What isn't jerk paste without a bit of garlic? Toss that right in.
So a dozen cloves of garlic, let's say.
You got it.
Why not?
Right about. We got some scallion. And this is something that makes our jerk a little bit special. We have some pineapple in there.
And what I couldn't help notice, but the color of this tells me that this is super ripe.
Super
and
ripe.
just the smell is so sweet. It actually makes my saliva glands start watering. It's amazing.
That's exactly
all
the
of that
reason.
goes in?
Perfect.
Fantastic. So a little sweetness to it.
Absolutely. Some people add brown sugar. I like to add the real deal.
Nothing wrong with that.
A bit of thyme. And this is really one of the main kind of identities of the jerk paste. This is Scotch bonnet pepper, key to the flavor of the jerk.
Sounds great. So is this an old family recipe?
It's a modification on definitely some of the older kind of recipes that we've been doing, but it's definitely not a typical jerk recipe. And we got a few seasonings in here. We got some chili paste, garlic, peppers, and this is some of the key ingredients that we use to make our jerk what it is. as
Would
well.
that be considered one of the secret ingredients?
Sure. You consider it that. So add a little bit of that because a little goes a long way.
And of course, my hard work's paid off with some beautifully peeled ginger.
Excellent job, Chef.
Excellent.
Couldn't have done it better. There you go.
Here it goes. Wonderful. And this is just as simple as getting a good blitz.
You got it. A couple
Any
of
moisture in there? Other than the soy?
We'll adjust it as we go.
Okay.
And we end up with a paste that is super moist, super dark, really tasty stuff.
That's great. So this is now what gets slathered all over those wonderful chickens that gets roasted on a churrasco grill.
You got it.
All right, let's take this one off here. Look at that.
Beautiful.
That is a thing of beauty.
Fantastic.
I was the lucky one who was able to pull that chicken off the grill as I slid it off the skewer, and I knew it was going to be moist and tender just by the way it felt and the way it came off so easily. Look at that color.
Yeah, jerk is very unique in the sense that what you're looking for is that dark kind of complexion. And that's really the caramelized soy sauce, like the caramelized paste that's on there. Some people think it's actually burnt. There's no way it's actually burnt.
All right, should we cut this one up?
Let's do it. So, Chef, I actually learned this one from you. Legs, breasts, and then the rest. That was an older one.
Sounds something like me, I can tell.
So we cut off the
I'm glad
eggs.
you learned something from it.
You got it.
That's great.
Cut off the legs, we get the back. Try to give it a nice slice right over there. And from here, get at the breast.
So the way you're cutting that up, Greg, it really looks like the meat is literally falling off the bone.
You got it. You got
That's
it.
amazing.
It's super juicy. It's really tasty, and it's ready to eat completely. So we serve our dish like that at the table, and we serve it with a nice cloche on the top, bringing a bit of elements of that European.
Look at that. You gotta love that. Having grown up in the UK, this would be a cheese dish.
Yes.
Or a butter dish. You'd have a big slab of cheddar cheese on that.
Absolutely.
Or a big block of just churned butter, and you take it to the table. Here, that's where they're serving their jerk chicken. Talk about innovation and creativity. This looks amazing.
Thank you, Chef.
Do you mind if I take it into the dining room, sit
Let's
down,
do
have a taste?
Absolutely.
All right, let's
I'll
go
join
do
you.
it.
So, Chef, here we have our juicy jerk chicken done on our churrasco. Beside that is Scotch bonnet shawarma sauce.
So now, the moment of truth. Is this as good as it sounds? We cut and tasted that chicken. It was moist, succulent, cooked to a T. The gentle flavors of those marinating herbs and spices. It was just a wonderful, wonderful dish. Yum, man.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Honestly, joking aside, this chicken is not only moist and incredibly tender. The flavors, for what I thought were a simple selection of ingredients, have a depth and richness far beyond the number of ingredients that were on the tray.
Of course.
So it in fact exceeds my expectations. And as you said in the kitchen, it almost looks burnt.
Yes.
For some people, they say, oh my God, it's going to taste bitter.
Yes.
There is not a taste of anything bitter. The flavors from the churrascaria, the grill,
Yes.
are definitely there. The food that Chef Craig Wong loves to cook and loves to work with reflects who he is as a chef. The fact that he can put out incredibly soulful food that has unique character and unique flavor. It is the kind of place that I'll keep coming back to time and time again. So Greg, I'm going to propose a toast. Thanks for having me in your kitchen, having your delicious food, tasting the two worlds as they come together. Amazing.
Awesome, Chef. Thank
Keep
you
up the
very
great
much
work,
for
my
coming.
friend. Well done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.